Let's showcase it to you in real time on Live Now. The defense suggests it was Cassie who ended Combs' career. Nearly 2 hours into cross-examination, the questioning of Cassie seems to have taken a turn from what had been mostly friendly questioning. The defense asked Cassie if it's too fair to say that Combs' career was ruined after she sued him in November of 2023, making public for the first time the concept of breakups. I can understand that, Cassie responded. Cassie, the defense right now is trying to really showcase the different sides here of their relationship as well. Cassie testified earlier this week that when she tried to end their relationship, Combs threatened to end her career by releasing degrading sexual videos of her. I want to read off just some of the exchanges right now from inside the courtroom that we are getting from our great court reporters as well. Ventura says she planned to get candles from a store and set up the room when talking about freak-offs and talking about the planning of those. The defense asked if she knew Combs would record her again. The judge stopped that questioning after an objection. The defense then points out Ventura asked if he had any pills. The defense asked if Ventura feared Combs only saw her for sex. She says it was a concern. She confirms their relationship still wasn't public at this point. When asked about the role of freak-offs, Ventura said that they were integral to her relationship with Diddy. At Ventura's 21st birthday in Vegas, guests included Britney Spears and Dallas Austin. She says they came for Sean Combs. The defense calls her beautiful. Calls her beautiful and charming, and she thanks the defense, and the defense affirms that it's true. The defense also asked Ventura about Tommy Mottola. She identifies him as a well-known producer. He notes that she was an emerging star at the time. She confirms that after signing with Bad Boy, her relationship with Combs remained platonic. The defense brings up a rough performance Ventura had. She says it was on 106 in Park. It didn't go well. To support her, Combs made a YouTube video saying everyone makes mistakes. Ventura explains that she struggled because she couldn't hear herself during that performance. Ventura confirms that she was dating Mr. Leslie, who was 10 years older. She then traveled to Miami with Combs, and the event flyer was just a cover to spend more time with Sean Combs. Ventura confirms that she had a tattoo of Mr. Leslie's initials. When asked how many tattoos she had at the time, she says 3. After a brief objection, she also identified one on the other arm that read, "No regrets." Ventura confirms Combs taught her how to perform oral sex. The defense shows her a message from 2007 that when she reads it, she laughs and asks the defense to read it. It is quoted as saying, "I feel protected. You are sweet." The defense reads a message Ventura wrote saying, "I see that Carrie Morgan is better fitting for you. I'm hurt that you think I'm malicious. You're very important to me." And then it's signed by Cass. She laughs and explains it felt like a journal entry expressing her emotions at the time. The defense brings up Carrie Morgan and asks if Ventura believed Combs was attracted to her. Ventura says she thought so early on, but the issue didn't really continue. He adds that Carrie was just always around them. The defense begins questioning Ventura about freak-offs, noting that sometimes she wore a wig and mask. Ventura confirms. The defense points out the public didn't know until November of 2023. After an objection and rephrasing, Ventura agrees. The defense suggests that Combs' career was damaged after Ventura's lawsuit, which she acknowledges. The defense then reads messages where Combs asks about a period and what she thinks about when she's horny. The defense offers to read Ventura's messages. If she prefers not to, she thanks them. The defense points out one message has a long O.
time and money. Easy to learn, easy to use. Small business software tailored just for you. With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
She admits that she kept the freak off secret from friends and says his assistants helped with the planning of these freak offs. The defense asked if Ventura would recall an assistant entering during a session with an escort. She says not necessarily. She was high. When the defense notes she doesn't remember much, she responds that her privacy was often invaded in the relationship. The defense refers to a July 2012 message where Ventura told Combs, "I'm horny and bored," asking if it was after a freak-off. Ventura responds that there are a lot of texts in reference. So continuing to talk about the timelines right now from these freak-offs, as well as a little bit more of Jeff with Sean Combs and Cassie. Cassie says she sometimes watched Combs having sex with other women, while prosecutors had focused on Combs' desire to see Cassie having sex with other men in marathons of sexual activity. She says she sometimes watched Combs have sex with other women. Under questioning by Combs' lawyer, Cassie testified that this happened maybe 4 times throughout the course of their decade-long relationship. She said Combs explained it as part of a swinger's lifestyle. As the defense team and Cassie read aloud steamy text messages that the hip-hop mogul and R&B star wrote to each other back in July of 2012, Combs appeared relaxed at the defense table, sitting back in his chair with his hands folded before him and his legs crossed. Cassie said, "I definitely didn't want anyone to know about this. After going through a pile of Cassie's years-old emails and text messages, defense questioning pivoted to the highly orchestrated encounters in which Cassie says Combs watched as she engaged in sex acts with male sex workers. Early on, Cassie testified that she disguised herself with wigs and masquerade masks because while Combs was a recognizable star, she was an up-and-coming R&B singer, and neither of them wanted people to find out. The encounter itself was pretty crazy," Cassie told jurors. "I really followed his lead on that because I had never done it before." Also, in today's cross-examination, Cassie grew increasingly frustrated with Combs' messages do show. Yet more messages right in court show that Cassie was growing frustrated with the state of her relationship with Combs, and they weren't yet public with their courtship in December of 2009 email. Cassie told the hip-hop star that she needed something more from him than a sexual partnership. Responding to a sexually explicit email from Combs, Cassie wrote, "I like that. I want it, and I want to give you the same. I just think that I have to trust you beyond it just being sexual. You know what I mean?" The message continued. "In order for me to be more open with the things we do in bed, I need to feel safe, like home, like this is my husband, and this is the only man that will ever have this aggressive sexual side of me." Combs' lawyers are seeking to portray Cassie as a willing participant in Combs' freak-off lifestyle. And again, earlier the defense has Cassie reading her sexually explicit messages for the jury. Sexual events Combs stage dominated much of the testimony from Tuesday and Wednesday. Now the defense is asking about the subject and displaying text messages to the jury in an apparent effort to show Cassie's enthusiasm for them. The defense is reading Combs as part of the email and text exchanges and having Cassie recite what she wrote at the time.